يا له يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا لا يا لا 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 يا لا يا لا لا لا.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings be upon you all. My name is Ibrahim Saeed. I'm from the Wirral Deen Centre. The Wirral Deen Centre is a recently established community organisation. We felt the need to set something up with a very specific set of aims and to understand what we stand for. A good way to remember is through our initials of WDC. So W is for worship, so somewhere to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and strengthen our relationships with Him. D is for Deen, somewhere we can advance the Deen to Muslims and non-Muslims through education and awareness. And of course C is for community, meaning somewhere where we can benefit the community, Muslims and non-Muslims. And some of our initiatives that we've already started are things like food bank, feeding homeless people, tea parties, or general get-togethers, just where we can build that sense of community. Fundamentally, our vision is based on what the Prophet ﷺ would want us to do here in Wirral if he had sent us as a delegation, or people. If he sent me, Ibrahim, or you, Qasim, or whoever, he said, you go and live in Wirral, what would he want us to do? And based on that thinking, our vision is around engaging with the community. Prophet ﷺ, he's the light of mankind. He came to take mankind from darkness into light. And I think if the Prophet ﷺ was here in Wirral in 2016 or 2017, would he want us just to focus on our prayers? He wouldn't. He would want us to focus on the whole of mankind, the whole of the community, and to engage with the whole of the community, just like he did when he went to Medina. When he went to Medina, the vast majority of the people were non-Muslim. But the Prophet ﷺ, through his wisdom and through his engagement and service to the community, he was able to win over the hearts and minds of people and warm them to Islam. And fundamentally we are a dawah project, and inshallah through our efforts people can see the beauty of Islam. I think further down the line, 5 years, there's 2 more shops on the end. I think we would like to become a self-sufficient organisation. So I think in terms of growth, we do have a business model in place where the classrooms upstairs and the office space will be generating income for us on a monthly basis, but also there's 2 retail units there. We would like to acquire those retail units, and perhaps we can rent them out to the shops, and potentially some accommodation in the adjacent buildings as well, so we could become a self-sufficient organisation. So the Wirral Deen Centre is a very open organisation, and we welcome the support of anybody, and of course our services are open to everybody. But if you want to join our team and be part of the work that's happening from the Wirral Deen Centre, everybody is more than welcome to. So it's just getting in touch with us and working with us. We understand that communication has changed a lot in recent years, and it's about reaching out to as many people as we can. So we have got a presence on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, so please watch out for us on social media. I think it's about knowing us and what we believe in and what we stand for, and I think that is what we're about, and I think it's about reaching out to people. So often what we do is we stand by the door, just as we are, and we start conversations with people and we say, hi, we're a community centre, we're open to everybody, why don't you come along. Just recently on the 8th of January we had an open morning where we leafleted to all the streets locally, and the language that we use is around dear friends, we're your local community centre set up here to serve the needs of the whole community. Why don't you come in, have a cup of tea, grab a cake, and have a catch up with us and chat to us, and to find out what we're going to be doing in the future. So it's about that openness, and really those barriers that exist, it's about taking those down and getting to know people. And I think some of the things that we did today around giving food to people in the community, those people who received food today from us, in many cases that could be their first interaction with a Muslim, and the responses that they had, or you were there yourself, how they responded, they were very grateful, and great work you're doing in the community here. And once they see firsthand what Muslims are about and what we do, and I think those myths and those negative perceptions will start to crumble. So the Wirral Deen Centre consists of primarily 3 facilities. So we've got a large prayer hall which accommodates around 150 to 160 worshippers for Salah. We've got a large community hall which seats around 80 to 90 chairs and tables, so it can be used for different purposes, different functions, different community gatherings. And upstairs we're in the process of renovating 5 large classrooms for educational purposes, both Islamic and other educational purposes. And we also have an office unit that we've rented out to some gold traders. So the model here is one where it's multi-use, and it's not just a masjid where you use it for salah and that's it. It's something that's used by the whole community. A good example that we've got is Abdullah Quillim in Liverpool, and he set up the Abdullah Quillim Masjid, or Abdullah Quillim mosque as it's known as now. And in that place he had lots of different facilities for homeless people, for orphans, for widows, and it was a place of education, it was a place of general shelter.
Yeah.
I think it depends on our funds at the moment. We're completely voluntary funded from just volunteers and people who believe in the project and are just funded from the pocket. So as soon as we gather enough funds, we could do that. But again, it's about launching. I mean, initially I think we will be opening the doors at times when we've got events, rather than being open at all times for people to work in, because obviously there's staffing implications and other implications. But it's been very receptive. In terms of people in the community have been very receptive towards our project.
Okay.
So it's just a young lady who came in just before, Katrina her name was, and she was a local resident, and she said she's very keen to help, and we're looking at setting up a elderly tea party type games club, and she's going to help with that. So
that sounds absolutely fantastic.
Lots of things.
It sounds like you're catering for all age groups, and both Muslim, non-Muslim. It's a really good way to get everyone networking together,
absolutely,
and work together for a better community.
Absolutely. In terms of what we would like to achieve, for me, fundamentally it's about legacy. What do we leave behind in Wirral, and the legacy of Islam in this area. I think this should be a beacon model of how to live in the 21st century context in Britain, but bringing Islam to the UK. And my vision would be, even after I'm gone, this project, it would continue, and maybe inshallah this model will be used throughout the country, perhaps more broadly in Europe, as a way of engaging with the community. And I think it's the understanding that the responsibility of Islam and the da'wah of Islam, no Sahaba, no tabi'in, or people of that caliber came to the United Kingdom, and the responsibility of Islam and carrying Islam is on our shoulders as Muslims. And I think this project is about the realization that that is our responsibility. So may Allah bless us all, inshallah. May Allah make us successful, and inshallah Allah accepts our deeds, and Yawm al-Qiyamah, inshallah, that Allah accepts all of our efforts. Jazakallah khair.